everybody, Mark, aka the Nerdy Punk, back again today for a new video. Today I'm going to continue a series that I started quite a while ago on the channel, in which I'm going to take a Criterion Collection release and do an in-depth review / discussion of not only the film, but also the supplements, the Criterion Collection packaging itself, and all of the stuff related to that particular release. I did one of these way back in February with a movie called The Ice Storm by Ang Lee, and today we are going to be talking about a film called Y Tu Mamá También by Alfonso Cuarón. Of course, the Blu-ray release right here. We are going to take a closer look at that in a little bit. In this video, I'm going to show you the packaging and everything that comes with it. Like I said, we're going to talk about the movie itself. I'm going to talk about the themes that it explored, give you a brief overview of the plot. I will not be touching on spoilers. However, I will talk about the different themes explored in the film. So if you haven't seen Y Tu Mamá También and you would like to see it without any spoilers whatsoever, nothing, no background information, then what I would recommend is to stop watching this video right now, go watch the movie, and then come back to this video when you're finished. I'm not, like I said, going to go into direct spoiler territory, but I will talk broadly about what the film deals with. Then, of course, I would like to talk about the supplements that come with this particular release, and an overview on the packaging, and my thoughts overall on the release from Criterion. So, Y Tu Mamá También is a Mexican film written and directed by Alfonso Cuarón, who co-wrote it with his brother Carlos. And this is a movie that was pretty early on in his career. I think this was his fourth movie. Came out in 2001, and it is in Spanish, of course, with English subtitles. And something that I found quite interesting while I was watching the supplements, they were talking about the different versions of Spanish. Because, of course, with other languages, like in English, of course, there's all kinds of different ways that people speak English. There's different accents, different kind of slang terms. And I think even more so in Spanish, there are all kinds of different ways to speak it. And they were talking about and breaking down the way that the two boys in the movie speak Spanish because they're from Mexico City. And then you have the older woman in this movie who's from Spain and how she speaks Spanish in a different way than they do. And that was an interesting theme brought up in the movie. But it's, of course, in Spanish with English subtitles in color. Released again in 2001. The film follows two boys, two best friends. I believe they are like around the age they just graduated from high school, and they're, you know, your typical teenage boys. They are obsessed with sex. Sex plays a very heavy role in the movie, but it's not the sole focus of the movie. I kind of described this film as if an American Pie movie was actually serious and emotional, that is what this movie is, because there's a lot of sexual themes, and that's where a lot of the comedy is derived from, but it is certainly a heavy, hard-hitting, heartwarming story as well. So they are, you know, living their lives in Mexico City. There's also an interesting kind of class relationship going on. The one boy is a member of a slightly wealthier family, and the other one is a member of a poorer family, so you see that dichotomy kind of playing out a little bit. You also see in the background of this story a lot of focus on Mexican politics and kind of where Mexico was in 2001 and how there was tons of rampant corruption and protests and all that kind of thing. That is going on all throughout the background of this movie. But these two boys, they go to a wedding for a family member, and they meet an older woman from Spain. I believe her name in the movie is Luisa. And the two boys are Tenoch and Julio, I believe is the other boy's name. So they meet this woman, and they're kind of behaving very strangely around her. You know, the hormones are very high. They're kind of coming on to her. They realize she's married to one of the boys' cousin, I believe. And slowly throughout the film, you kind of learn more about their relationship and how it's kind of falling apart. And the whole gist of the story is that the woman decides to accompany these two teenagers on a road trip throughout Mexico to get to a really nice beach along the ocean. And it's really a road trip movie. It's a comedy, drama. At its core, though, it's a road trip movie. And I love road trip movies. And it's a perfect road trip movie for the summer. So it's a great movie to watch in the summertime. Throughout the film, obviously there's a lot of sexual content. Like I said, sex plays a big role in the movie, but it's not the sole focus of it. There's a lot of emotion towards the end of the movie, and there's a lot of commentary about relationships and friendship, and how friendship is sometimes destroyed. All kinds of really great commentary behind the film as well. One thing, again, that I found very interesting from the supplements is Alfonso Cuarón was talking about this movie, and he said that it's kind of an adolescent, it's an adult version of an adolescent story. The movie is about really adolescence, but he felt that he had told it in a very adult way. And he made an interesting comment that if Y Tu Mamá También was his first movie, he doesn't think he would have done it in the same way that he did this time. He thinks it would have been a much more adolescent film, and perhaps less good in that because of that. So I found that to be quite interesting as well. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. Like I said, I found it funny in many cases. I found it very sexy in many cases. Like the woman here, played by, let me go ahead and pull the release here so I can get the name. Maribel Verdú, who's a Spanish actress. She's actually from Spain. She is obviously gorgeous, and it's certainly not torture to watch some of her scenes in the movie. There's a great scene towards the end at a bar on the beach where there's a jukebox scene that, again, from the supplements are fantastic on this. Alfonso Cuarón mentioned that scene was a particular homage to one of his favorite films, and I really enjoyed that insight as well. But the other main actors in this movie, so Julio is played by Gael Garcia Bernal, and Tenoch is played by Diego Luna, who, from what I hear, are pretty famous actors in their own right. Let's go ahead and talk about the packaging of this release, since I have it here. So there's the cover. It is the kind of digipack style packaging from Criterion. There's also a much thicker version of this that was released originally. I think that one was a dual format release. This is just the Blu-ray, so it's kind of a more slimline packaging. There's the back. Really cool beach theme throughout the entire thing. It does run 106 minutes, so it's, not terribly long at all. There's the cover. That's from that particular scene I was talking about at the bar with the jukebox. Great scene, iconic scene from that movie. And then there's a continuation on that part, just holding the tequila there. And then this is the inside of that particular case. And of course you have an incredibly thick booklet. This is one of those really thick book style booklets that you get from Criterion on the digipack releases. Very cool shot there. And then you have the table of contents, the chapters of the film. There's your full cast, and then your credits. And then you have the first essay, which is called Dirty Happy Things by Charles Taylor. You have the first essay about the film. And that goes on for a few pages. And then when you get to the end of that essay, you have some more pictures. And then you have these really cool biographies of the individual characters. So you have this introduction here, and then you have a biography about Julio, I believe. Yep. So cool stuff there, and there's one for each of the 3 main characters. And then there's another short information piece towards the end of this particular release, and then you have some cool kind of behind the scenes shots at the end of the book. So a very cool book, very cool packaging on this release from Criterion. I really enjoy the packaging on this one. The supplements, actually, let me grab that back. The supplements here, let's read through kind of the main things that you have. It is a 2K digital film transfer, so it does look fantastic. It is Blu-ray, obviously not 4K, but it looks fantastic. It's got the 5.1 surround DTS soundtrack. You have 2 new pieces on the making of the film featuring interviews. One of them was recorded at the time of the making of this film, and then one of them was recorded in 2014. Now, I watched the one that came out in 2014, and I really loved that. I think that was an incredibly insightful piece. So you have interviews with Alfonso Cuarón, his brother, the 3 main actors. They all have interviews, and they kind of splice in different things from the film when they talk about certain aspects of it. And I really loved that supplement. I think that was a fantastic supplement. There's a new interview with philosopher Slavoj Žižek, which I thought was pretty good. I watched that as well. He kind of talks about the socio-political nature of the movie. There's an on-set documentary from 2001 with some behind-the-scenes features. You got deleted scenes. There's a short film on here by Carlos Cuarón, the brother of Alfonso. It's got trailers, etc. So some really cool supplements to this release as well. There's tons of bonus features and stuff to explore for hours about this particular movie. So like I said at the beginning, I highly recommend this movie, Mamá, También. I think it's a fantastic exploration of youth and finding yourself and sexuality and all of that stuff. If that seems like it would be up your alley, I definitely recommend it. And Alfonso Cuarón is a master filmmaker, really knows what he's doing, and this is yet another example of that. This is where I'm going to kind of wrap up the video. I did give the movie a 4.5 out of 5 on my Letterboxd, so highly, highly recommended. And I even considered a 5 out of 5. I loved it that much. So definitely check this out if you have a chance. With the 50% off sale, maybe this might be one to pick up, or at least consider picking up. I hope you all have an incredible week, and happy 4th of July, by the way. This video is going to be going up around the 4th of July holiday, so hope you all enjoy your 4th of July, and have an amazing day.